Jai Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram
Sri Guru Charana Saroj Raja Nijamana Mukur Sundari Varunan Raghuvar Vimalayasya Yoraya Kufalachari Budina Tanujaniki.
Welcome, dear puffins. Slowly find your way to a seated position. Maybe seated on top of a block, or a towel or something to have your hips slightly elevated. It makes it a little bit easier for your knees to fall down to the floor. Don't worry if that doesn't happen today. In the end, it's not so important after all. But what is important with what we do on the mat is to have a good relation with our best friend, that is the breath. So close your eyes, relax your hands down on your knees, relax your arms and shoulders, and then without doing anything about it necessarily, and surely without judging it, just witness your breath. this inhale and this exhale, happening all by itself in this very moment. And then let's unite the hands in front of the heart in Namaste. And exhale completely. Inhale deeply. Bow your head forward towards your heart and take a moment to dedicate your practice. And when done with your dedication, relax your hands back down on your knees. Bring your head back up in line with the spine and keep your eyes closed. And I welcome you tonight. My name is Tobias. I'm jumping in for Marieke tonight. And on this last evening of September, well, our philosophical focus still lies with this book called the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. Maybe keep your eyes closed so you can listen a lot better with your eyes closed. So maybe you heard all kinds of inspiring and informative things from this book in class over the course of this month still. This book, lays out the absolute ground basis to our practice. Not in the physical sense, so it's not talking about postures and how to build them up. It's talking about the attitude towards our practice. With steadiness and non-attachment, laying out the 8 limbs of yoga and so on and so forth. So also, if you think now like, oh, 4 weeks ago, what was he or she saying in class? Well, don't worry. It's there somewhere. And tonight, on this last evening that we deal with this book, for now, it surely will come back again, I want to turn to one sutra that in itself is quite general, but if this is the only thing you would remember from this book, it would be enough. It would be a great advice to have on the mat as well as off the mat, outside the front door in what we call our real lives, you know. So listen to this. By cultivating attitudes of friendliness toward the happy, compassion for the unhappy, delight in the virtuous, and disregard toward the wicked, the mind stuff retains its undisturbed calmness. That's quite something, huh? And interestingly, it holds the definition of yoga that is given in the very beginning of the book, stating that calming the mind is yoga. And here it is a bit more specific, saying that when we're friendly toward the happy, compassionate with the unhappy, delighted by the virtuous, and we leave the wicked just by the roadside, well, the mind won't get disturbed. You see, it's so general that it's very good advice in almost any life situation. Even here that we sit on the mat with our own body, mind and soul now. Same. Be friendly when you're happy. Now that's easy. Be compassionate with yourself when it's not the case. Or account that for your body. When your body needs to take it easy or take rest, and adjust your practice. And get good at something. Be delighted by it. And as we all know, sometimes in the most uncomfortable postures, some wicked thoughts might arise. Well, then the practice is to just leave them by the roadside. Remember this. In every situation, and the mind won't be disturbed. And sometimes, if it does, well then, we can still bring our focus to a mantra. Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Let's use an inhale to blink open the eyes. And then you can lean forward on your right if you're sitting on something and remove whatever it is with the left, and take a moment to uncross your ankles and lengthen and shake out your legs. And from here, bring your feet to one side so you can sit to the other side, and come forward to hands and knees. And take a moment to find your alignment here. Spread your fingers super wide so you can really press the root of the index finger and the thumb firmly in the mat. And then stack the shoulders above the wrists, have the knees underneath the hips. And then look at your inner elbows. If they are turned forward, well, then turn your lower arms a bit inward so that the inner elbows look toward each other. That really activates your arms. Relax the tops of the feet down. Trust your arms and your upper legs to hold your body. Gently activate your belly muscles. And then give a soft retention to the back of your throat, so that the breath flowing there starts to sound like the ocean waves running ashore. This breath we call Ujjayi breath, the victorious breath. And this, just like a mantra, can be a focus for the mind. So see if you can keep this kind of breath throughout the physical part of practice tonight. And then we start to warm up the spine with a few cats and cows, nice and easy. On an inhale, drop the belly, bring the tailbone up, chest bone forward, and look up with a soft face. Begin to exhale, let the movement follow, start to round your back and bring the tailbone in. Begin to inhale, belly drops, and begin to exhale, start to round the back. So go in tune with your own breath, don't rush. And keep on going, maybe for one more round. And after your next cat back, use the inhale to come back to a neutral spine. And from here, tuck your 10 toes under, bring your buttocks back towards the heels, lift the knees slightly off the mat, lengthen the spine, and then lengthen out the legs to come to downward facing dog. Lift out of your palms and shoulders, and then maybe start to take a walk with your dog. So you bend one knee, direct the other heel to the mat, to gently wake up the back of the legs. Nice and easy. And whenever the time feels right for you, lengthen out both legs. And use the breath. With the inhales, you lengthen along the spine between the crown of the head and the sitting bones. And on the exhales, lengthen along the back of the legs. Maybe shake out your head, yes and no. And then use an inhale to bend your knees a little bit and start to walk the feet forward behind the wrists. When you're there, have your feet hip width, knees deeply bent at first, and then bring the arms behind you. Interlace the hands behind the buttocks. Inhale, lengthen the arms and the spine, and exhale, lengthen the legs. And relax your toes if you can. Allow the length between the heels and the sitting bones. Don't lean too much back. Come to the middle of your feet. Neck is relaxed, breath is soft, and if you can, bring the arms further overhead. Breathe softly. And with your next inhale, gently bend your knees, let go of the arms, hang forward, bounce in your knees, swing the arms from side to side, shake out your head yes and no, and then come to the center, and on an inhale push the feet down, and come and roll up vertebra by vertebra with the head coming up. Take your time. And once back up, roll your shoulders backwards and forwards. And shake out the arms. Now we're gonna focus a bit on balances tonight. And for the first standing balance, I want to bring something to your attention that we call the four corners of the feet. Now what is that? We have the mound of the big toe, the mound of the little toe, and the outsides of the heels. And in between we have arches. So come to the front of your mat, bring your big toes to touch, have the outsides of your feet parallel, and then lift your toes. Hands in the hips, and then start to move a little bit out of the center. Tiny, tiny movements. Make them smaller and smaller until you find that center line where you are connected through the four corners of both feet. So have your thigh muscles equally active. Don't hang to either side of your hip. And once you've found that center, then use an inhale to bring the shoulders up to the ears. Keep the belly muscles active. And exhale, bring the shoulder blades back and down. Direct the thumbs out and away from the body. And then close your eyes for a moment and relax the toes. Stay with the four corners in both feet. Root down into the earth. And stay for a few more breaths. In mountain posture. And with your next inhale, blink open the eyes. And let's exhale with the hands in front of the heart. Inhale, hook the thumbs, bend the knees, and scoop it up. Exhale, fold forward over straight legs. Fingertips down, inhale, long legs. And exhale, step the right foot and the left foot back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out here. And then inhale forward to a high push-up. Exhale, drop the knees to the mat. Bend the elbows, lay the body flat down. Now bring the tops of your feet down, press them down so the knees come off the mat, and on an inhale, peel the chest off the mat, keep the shoulders away from the ears for a baby cobra. Exhale, come down. Tuck the toes, and come back to downward facing dog. In one go. Go with a breath. And with your next inhale, bring the right leg up. Exhale, step the foot forward in between the hands. Use an inhale to lengthen out between the crown of the head and your back heel. And on the exhale, the left foot follows. Inhale, high chest. And exhale, fold forward over straight legs. Inhale, up the thumbs, bend the knees, scoop it up, go with a breath. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Let's keep flowing. Inhale, scoop it up. And exhale, fold. Fingertips down, inhale, long leg. And exhale, step the left foot and the right foot back to downward facing dog. On an inhale, come forward again to a high push-up plank. Exhale, drop the knees, bend the elbows, lay the body flat down. Press the tops of the feet down so that the knees come off the mat. Inhale, peel the chest forward, keep the neck in line with the spine. Exhale, come down, tuck the toes, and come back to downward facing dog. And here we now stay for 5, 4, keep lifting out of your shoulders. 2, and 1. On an inhale, bring the left leg up, and exhale, step the foot forward in between the hands. Use the inhale to lengthen your body out, and exhale, the right foot follows. Inhale, high chest, long legs, and exhale, fold forward over long legs. Inhale, hook the toes, bend the knees, scoop it up, and exhale, bring the hands together in front of the heart. Let's keep going. Inhale, scoop it up, and exhale, fold. Fingertips down, inhale, long legs, and exhale, step the right foot and the left foot back to downward facing dog. On an inhale, bring the right leg up, and exhale, step the foot forward in between the hands. If it doesn't land right there, then pick it up and bring it there. Have your back leg active, feet are hip width, and on an inhale, come up halfway, hands on top of your front knee. Find your balance here, and with another inhale, bring the arms straight up. Exhale, relax the shoulders. We stay for 5. Don't hang in your back leg. 4. Relax your jaw. 3. 2. And 1. On an inhale, look down, bring the hands down, and exhale back to downward facing dog. Take a breath or 2 here, and then find an inhale to bring the left leg up. Exhale, step the foot forward in between the hands. Have the feet hip width. Strengthen your back leg, and on an inhale, come up halfway. So make sure you do the other side from whatever you did before. So if you had the other leg forward, then now do the other. With an inhale, bring the arms up. Relax the shoulders. Sit deep in your pelvic floor. Stay for 5. Don't grind your teeth. 4. 3. Keep directing the back heel away. 2. And 1. On an inhale, look down, bring the hands down, and exhale back to downward facing dog. Take a breath or 2 here, and then inhale forward to a high push-up plank. Exhale, drop the knees to the mat, bend the elbows, lay the body flat down. Press the tops of the feet down, inhale to the belly, keep the shoulders away from the ears, and just look ahead of your mat. Exhale, come down, tuck the toes, and come back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Staying for 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. On an inhale, bring the right leg up, and exhale, step the foot forward in between the hands. Use the inhale to lengthen out here, and exhale, the left foot follows. Inhale, high chest, and exhale, fold forward over straight legs. Inhale, hook the thumbs, bend the knees, scoop it up, and exhale, bring the hands together in front of the heart. One more round. Inhale, scoop it up, and exhale, fold forward. Fingertips down, inhale, long legs, and exhale, step the left foot and the right foot back to downward facing dog. Go with the breath, whatever you do. Now, on an inhale, bring the right leg up, and exhale, step the foot forward in between the hands. Have the feet hip width, and strengthen the back leg. Now place the left hand down on the mat. Maybe you want to pick up your block for some extra lift. but with or without block, have the hand in a direct line in front of the left foot. And then bring the right hand on top of your sacrum. On an inhale, open the chest to your right side. Don't allow, it's the other way around. And don't allow your right knee to fall out. Bring the right shoulder up. And then lastly, with an inhale, bring the right arm up. And maybe even look up to your upper hand. Keep the back leg active, don't hang here. Nice everybody, keep breathing for 3, 2, lift your back knee, and 1. On an inhale, look down, bring the upper hand down, block to the side, and exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Becoming a little easier every time. One more side to go. Inhale, bring the left leg up, exhale, step the foot forward in between the hands. If it doesn't land right there, then pick it up and bring it there. Feet are hip width, strengthen your back leg. And then with or without block, place the right hand in a direct line in front of the right foot. And the left hand comes on top of your sacrum. And on an inhale, open the chest to the side. So bring the left shoulder up, but keep the left knee where it is. And lastly, use an inhale to bring the left arm straight up. Keep the back of your neck long. Stay for 3. If it's comfortable for your neck, maybe even look up. 2. And 1. On an inhale, look down. Bring the upper hand down. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Now with an inhale, come forward to a high push-up plank. And stay here on the exhale, lengthen away through the heels. Inhale, fill up the chest. And exhale, bend the elbows into the ribs. See if you can hover in a low plank. Lay down if you need to. Inhale, upward facing dog. Strong legs, or cobra if you lay down. And exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Enjoy the length here. And then use an inhale to bend the knees. Bring them down as wide as the mat. Bring your big toes to touch. And bring your forehead down on the mat, or maybe on a cushion of your hands, or maybe on top of 2 fists even. This is a moment to rest. So make it as comfortable as it gets. And then just allow your body to rest. Nothing you actively have to do about it. Also the breath will calm down all by itself. Let's use an inhale to bring the arms forward if you don't have them there yet. And with your neck absolutely relaxed, find another inhale and start to walk the hands back to the knees. So you roll your spine up vertebra by vertebra, with the head coming up last. Take your time. And once you're back up, then bring your knees together, one by one. And step 1 foot up, tuck the back toes under, and with the hands on top of the front knee, safely come up to stand. Shake out the arms, shake out the legs. And then let's face the puja side behind me. So stand sideways on your mat and stand really wide with your feet. So face the puja side. Let's all face the same side. Face the puja side. Yes. Now, if you bring the arms out parallel to the floor, then you can see if you can have your feet as wide as your wrists. Now that's the picture book alignment. But notice that not every one of us lives inside of a picture book, so if you encounter pain in your groin or inner legs, then shorten the distance a bit. Don't force your body. And then bring the hands in the hips. Look at your feet. Turn your toes slightly inwards to really activate your inner legs. Direct the outsides of your feet firmly in the mat. Strong thighs. And with an inhale, lengthen the spine, look up with a soft face. And exhale, fold forward from the hips. And when the chest is parallel to the floor, then bring your arms behind you. Interlace the hands behind the buttocks. Inhale, lengthen the arms, the legs, the spine. And exhale, fold further down from the hips. And bring the arms overhead maybe even. But do not let go of your legs. Do not let go of your breath. If you ever would encounter your breath holding or becoming bumpy, well then it's your body telling you something. Then you should back out of the posture. Keep your neck relaxed and we stay for 3, 2, and 1. On an inhale, come up halfway, bring the hands in the hips, and exhale, come up all the way. Now let's all use the foot that is towards the center of the room. So for you on this side it's your right foot, for you it's the left foot, and turn it to the center of the room. So turn your toes inwards. Yes. When you look down, you want to have an alignment from your front heel to the middle of the back foot. And your back foot is still slightly turned forward. Make sure that your collarbones are parallel to the long side of your mat. And then bring the arms out to the sides. On an inhale, reach forward away from a strong back foot. Reach, reach, reach. And on the exhale, fold from the hips. And your hand lands wherever it may land. Maybe it's the floor, maybe it's the ankle, maybe it's the shin. But focus on opening the chest parallel to the puja side behind me. Have the shoulders away from the ears. And mind your arm. Don't bring it too far behind you. Reach it straight up. Yes. Keep the thighs active. For 3. Mind your lower shoulder. Keep it away from the ear. 2. And 1. On an inhale, look down first. And on the exhale, press the back foot into the floor. Lift up from the hips. And then bring the hands in the hips. Now turn your front foot back in. And then turn the other foot out. So we do the same thing to the other side. Check the alignment. Front heel is in line with the middle of the back foot. And your collarbones are parallel to the long side of the mat. Bring the arms out parallel to the floor. And with strong legs, use an inhale to reach forward. Keep the thighs active. When you cannot reach anymore, then just fold from the hips. Hand lands on the shin or ankle or maybe the floor, but don't force it there. Focus on opening the chest and the hips. With relaxed shoulders, look up. Mind your lower shoulder, keep it away from the ear. 3. 2. Keep the breath soft. And 1. On an inhale, look down, and with the exhale, press the back foot into the floor. Come up from strong legs. And then bring the hands in the hips. Turn your front foot in. And then it's time to dance the yogic moonwalk. We bring in the heels and the toes, until the feet are back together. Shake out the arms, shake out the legs. Now turn back to the center of the room for a classic balance in tree posture. Now decide for yourself if you want to balance on your mat or maybe you prefer the wooden floor. Now that's a very personal preference. If you're not too sure which one you prefer, then just try one on this, one on that. In any way, bring your big toes to touch. Look at one point ahead of you, something on the floor or the wall, but something that doesn't move. And look there with soft eyes, with your drishti, the yogic gaze. And then shift your weight to the left foot, and on an inhale, bring the right knee up. Bring the knee out to the side, keep the foot flexed. Hold the ankle from the inside and then carefully bring the foot against the thigh. As high up as you can. If you cannot bring it high up to the thigh, well then keep it against the calf, but never against the knee. And then bring the hands together in front of the heart. Keep the belly active. And stay with your soft breath. Stay with your soft eyes and your body will take care of the balance. If you feel stable enough, then maybe use an inhale to reach the arms straight up. If that makes it more wobbly, of course you can bring the hands back in front of the heart. And don't worry if you fall out, just build it up again. Mind your knee, don't press your foot against the knee, either the calf or the thigh. Yes. Focus on the balance. Nice little forest in here all of a sudden. Beautiful. Now let's stay for one more. And then use an inhale to bring the hands back in front of the heart. Flex the right foot before you bring the knee forward and carefully step back out. Shake out the arms, shake out the legs. So we always aim to come out the same way as we come into the posture, with the same intensity, the same stability. We don't want to collapse. So here's the second chance on the other side. Bring your big toes to touch. Look at one point ahead of you with soft eyes. Shift your weight to the right foot. And on an inhale, bring the left knee up. Bring the knee out to the side. Grab hold of the ankle. And carefully bring the heel to the buttocks and place the foot against the thigh. Press the thigh back against the foot. Hands in front of the heart. Don't worry if you fall out, just build it up again. And breathe. And maybe if you're stable enough, on an inhale, bring the arms straight up. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. And maybe you also feel that this side is a bit more stable or a bit more wobbly. That's very common. Just notice. And on the next inhale, bring the hands back in front of the heart. And flex the left foot before you bring the knee forward and carefully step the foot back out. Shake out the arms, shake out the legs. And then let's come back to the front of the mat. Bringing the big toes to touch, heels slightly apart, outsides of the feet are parallel. And again, let's lift the toes. And with the hands in the hips, make sure you are rooted through the four corners of both feet. And then release the arms. With an inhale, bring the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, roll the shoulder blades back and down. Direct the fingertips out and away. Chin slightly to the chest. And then relax the toes. And close your eyes. And here we are in mountain posture again. And maybe this feels like a different peak than the first one we climbed today. So maybe if the first one in the beginning of class felt like the highest mountain of the Netherlands. What's the name again? Oh yeah, it's that bridge in the Herengracht, toch? Now maybe this one feels more like the Nanga Parbat or something. stand strong and tall like a mountain, defying every weather. With your next inhale, gently blink open the eyes, and on the exhale, bring the hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, circle the arms out and up, look up and lengthen, and exhale, fly forward over straight legs. Fingertips down, inhale, long legs, and exhale, step the right foot and the left foot back, downward facing dog. Enjoy this down dog. Also this, surely a different one than the first one today. Now let's exhale completely. Inhale, bring the right leg up. Exhale, step the foot forward in between the hands. The back foot circles down to the floor. Have the front heel in line with the middle of the back foot. And on an inhale, rise up for warrior one. Unite your palms softly overhead. If it's too much for your shoulders today, you can always bring the arms a bit forward. Relax the shoulders and then keep the arms here. Who cares? But keep your front knee deeply bent right above the ankle. Back leg active as we stay for 3, 2, and 1. On an inhale, open up for warrior 2. Right arm forward, left arm back. Check the alignment of your back arm. Make sure it's on the level of the shoulders. And then softly look over your front arm. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And breathe. Sit deep in your pelvic floor. 3. Keep your jaw relaxed. Maybe put a gentle smile on your face. 2. And 1. On an inhale, circle the hands down to either side of the front foot and exhale back to down dog. For the other side, find an inhale to bring the left leg up. Exhale, step the foot forward in between the hands. The back foot circles down to the floor, and on an inhale, rise up from strong legs. Unite your palms softly overhead, or if needed for your shoulders, bring the arms a bit forward. But have the hands softly together and lengthen the arms as good as you can. Relax your face. For 3. Keep the back leg active. 2. And 1. On the inhale, open up for warrior 2. Also here, check the alignment of your arms. And don't grind your teeth. What kind of battle are you fighting? Remember, we are friendly warriors. We are spiritual warriors. 3. Lift away from your back foot. 2. Keep your front knee deeply bent. And 1. On an inhale, circle the hands down to either side of the front foot and exhale back to downward facing dog. Take a breath or 2 here. And then inhale forward to a high push-up plank, shoulders above the wrists. And exhale, lower down to a low plank, strong legs. Inhale, roll over the toes or flip the feet. Strong legs, long arms, upward facing dog. And exhale, come back to down dog. Now if you come to lie down in these transitions, then do a cobra instead. But for now we stay in down dog for 5. Keep your feet hip width, not too far apart, not too close together. 4. 3. Press your hands fully down. 2. And 1. On an inhale, bend your knees, look forward, and exhale, lightly step or jump to the front. and lengthen, and exhale, fold forward over straight legs. With an inhale, keep the legs straight and come up from the hips, circle the arms out and up, let the breath and the arms do the work. Look up and lengthen. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Next round, inhale, circle the arms, and exhale, fly forward. Fingertips down, inhale, long legs, and exhale, step the left foot and the right foot back to downward facing dog. On an inhale, bring the right leg up. Exhale, step the foot forward in between the hands. The back foot circles down to the floor. And on an inhale, rise up for warrior one. Go with your breath. We stay here for 3, 2, keep your jaw relaxed. And 1. With an inhale and the legs super active, open up for warrior 2. Mind your front knee, don't let it fall in. Keep it right above the ankle. 2 and 1. Now on an inhale, reach on, and exhale, bring the right hand down on the mat on the inside of the front foot. Maybe again here you want to pick up your block for some extra lift. The arm presses the knee in place. Open the chest to the wall in front of you. Inhale, bring the left arm up, and exhale, reach the arm over your face. And look under your armpit into the ceiling. Lengthen away through the fingertips. Staying for 3, so lengthen the upper arm into the room. 2 and 1. On an inhale, look down. Bring the upper hand down. Block to the side, right hand to the outside of the front foot. And on an exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Take a breath or 2 here. And then inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step the foot forward in between the hands. The back foot circles down to the floor. And on an inhale, rise up for warrior 1. Go with the breath. Relax the shoulders. Stay for 3, 2. Mind your front knee, bend a bit more. And 1. On an inhale, open up for warrior 2. Check the alignment of your back arm, check your front knee. 3, 2, and 1. On an inhale, reach forward. Exhale, bring the front hand down on the mat on the inside of the front foot. Maybe with a block. Arm presses the knee in place. And then open the chest to the wall in front of you. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, reach it over your face. Shoulder away from the ear. Feel the length from fingertips to toes. 3. So lengthen your right arm into the air. 2. And 1. On an inhale, look down. Right hand comes down, left hand to the outside of the front foot. Exhale, come back to downward facing dog. On an inhale, come forward to a high push-up plank. Exhale, lower down to a low plank or lay down if you need to. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, knees off the mat either way. And exhale, come back to downward facing dog. 5. Keep your head relaxed. 4, 3, 2, and 1. On an inhale, bend your knees, bring them down as wide as the mat, and come to rest in child's pose. And again, keep in mind that your body and your breath, they know perfectly well how to calm down all by themselves. In these moments, it's the mind that needs our attention, because as it is the nature of the mind, it likes to run off to past memories or future plans. So maybe better listen to radio breathing, always playing the song of now. Let's use an inhale to bring the arms forward. And then bring your hands high up on fingertips, so you build like little teepees with your hands. Direct the sitting bones back to the heels. Direct the shoulders back and away from the ears. And then gently turn your head from side to side to make sure that your neck is relaxed. And then come to the center with your face and use an inhale to bring the right arm under the left armpit. Reach it out to the left so that your right ear and right shoulder come down, and you gently open your chest to the left. So keep the left arm still long and the hand still high up on fingertips. And don't force it, just allow this gentle twist to happen. And then find an inhale yet again to bring the right arm back forward. Take a breath or two in between. With yet another inhale, bring the left arm out to the right side. Bring the left ear and the left shoulder down. Take your time. Don't rush. Open the chest to the side and just receive this gentle twist. With an inhale yet again, bring the left arm forward. And then use an inhale to walk the hands back to the knees. The head comes up last. Take your time. Hey, that's fine. Let's bring the knees together. Step one foot up. And tuck the back toes under, and with hands on top of the front knee, safely come up to stand. Shake out the arms, shake out the legs. Now, I believe we have enough space tonight to take it to the wall. Oh, any objections to go to the wall? Wonderful. Then keep distancing, distancing, that's the new dance of 2020. And find a spot at the wall. Take your mat. Take the short side of the mat against the wall. Now, Ruben, could I take that spot because it's still in the camera, and then I can demonstrate for the people at home. So, people at home, if you don't have a wall space that is free from furniture, well, now is the time to redecorate, or you just close the door, tell everybody else who is living with you not to come in or out while you do this against the door as a wall. Now, and then have a look. I know you can see me also from home here. Everybody else, you can come a bit closer, but keep your distance. First thing is that we sit down, so that's the good news. We sit down, we lengthen out the legs, and then you can use a block or anything else that you have, maybe your socks, your sweaters, but that is just an indication so you know where your feet are. And then have a look first. Then we come to stand, And now I measured where my heels are. And now I stand with the heels in line with the block. Now I stand a perfect leg's length away from the wall. Then I come to an easygoing forward bend. I can bend my knees, bring the fingertips down. And then I shift the weight to one foot and step the other foot against the wall. Doesn't matter what it does, where it is. First, I want to pick up the block, or you just keep your hand on fingertips, that's totally fine too. But the block gives you some extra lift. And then don't have it out there, not in here, but have it under the shoulder. And from there you can lift up with your lower arm. Now I can have a look at my back foot. Now I don't want to have it too low, I don't want to have it too high up, more or less on the level of the hips. Front heel in line with the middle of the back foot and the toes look out to the side. So first thing here is to lift out of the lower arm, the lower leg, away from the wall. And then I have all the space to open the chest and bring the right shoulder up. And lastly, the arm comes up and I maybe even look up with both eyes. And we stay here for a while, and to come down in a safe way, you first look down, gently bend the knees, bring the upper hand down, and then carefully step down. And then of course you get the chance to do both sides. Any questions or concerns? Wonderful. Now then it's your turn. Come to sit down, lengthen out your legs. So make sure you have your sacrum back against the wall while you sit down. Sacrum back against the wall, lengthen the legs, and use a block or something, or just look to the side of the mat. Maybe there's a little crack in the wood, in the floor, so you know where your legs end. And then come to stand again. Stand in line with your block, have the feet hip width, and then come to this easygoing forward bend. You can bend your knees, bring the fingertips down, that really doesn't matter so much. And then let's shift the weight into the right foot. Weight into the right foot. And when ready, step your left foot back against the wall. So you can bend your knees for this, doesn't matter. Don't bring the foot too high, not too low, doesn't matter what it does. First pick up the block, or really position your hand well, with or without block, it's the right hand, under the shoulder. And then have a look to your back foot. And turn the toes out to the side. Toes turn out to the side. And then you really push the wall away, push the floor away, lift out of your lower arm. Bring the block a bit more forward. Block a bit more forward. Yes, there you go. So you can really lift from it. And lastly, maybe you bring the left arm up and maybe even look up. Of course, you can always step out if it's needed. Otherwise, we stay for 3, 2, and 1. On an inhale, look down, bring the upper hand down, and carefully step the foot back down, and you stand again where you were before. Maybe just bounce a little bit in your knees, roll up if you need to, but don't move your feet away. You go right into the other side. So come again with bent knees to an easygoing forward bend, and then shift your weight to the left foot. And when ready, step the right foot back against the wall. Not too high, not too low, doesn't really matter what it does for now. First, position your left hand, with or without block, have it under your left shoulder. And then look at your back foot, turn it open to the side so your toes look really ahead of you. Strengthen your standing leg, strengthen the back leg. Lift out of your lower arm. Maybe bring the block higher. Bring the block to the highest level. Why not? Yes, why not? And lastly, you would maybe bring the arm up. Push the wall away, and we stay for 3. Maybe even look up. 2. And 1. On an inhale, look down, bring the upper hand down, and carefully step back out. Carefully step back out. And then bounce a little bit in your knees, swing the arms from side to side, shake out your head, and then come to the center. And on an inhale, push the feet down and come and roll back up with the head lost. And it's already over and behind you, not coming back for this class, that much I can promise you. Now one last time, let's turn to the wall and thank the wall for her assistance. Namaste. And then pick up your block and mat again, and with keeping your distance with your fellow yogis, come back to your original spot. Now, I'm happy we could come to the wall, because in this whole time of live streams and busy classes again with distance, we never get to do the wall stuff again. So our bodies forget, right? Maybe you could feel what I mean. Now, anyways, in your own pace and grace, come to downward facing dog. You can start on hands and knees, you can do a full salutation, your choice. But go with your breath and make something beautiful out of it. I meet you in downward facing dog. Take your time.
Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev, Jaya.
And from here, let's inhale forward to a high push-up plank. And then step the left foot next to the right. And on an inhale, open your chest to the left side and bring the left arm up for Vasista Asana. Either keep both legs on top of one another, or step the upper foot in front of the lower knee. In any way, Vasista Asana, well, to my German ears, that sounds like a question. Was ist Asana? What is Asana? Well, let's make this a cliffhanger. I'll tell you on the other side. Let's stay for one more deep and juicy breath if you can. And on an inhale, look down, bring the upper hand down. Exhale back to down dog. On an inhale, come forward to a high push-up plank again. Now step the right foot next to the left foot and then open the chest to the other side. Either keep both legs on top of one another or step the upper foot in front of the lower knee. Lift the hips. Now in the Yoga Sutras, asana is defined by stiram sukham asanam, a steady, joyful seat. So ask yourself, is it steady? Is it joyful? Do you maybe find a smile on your face? Let's stay for one more. And on an inhale, look down, bring the upper hand down, and exhale back to downward facing dog. And all of a sudden, this down dog feels like a delicious resting posture. So, yes? No? Sounds like yes, so we stay here for the rest of class. Great. Now actually, Vasista is the name of a yogi saint. It is not known, however, if he meditated in this posture. Now, on an inhale, come forward to a high push-up plank. And exhale, drop the knees. Walk the hands back to the knees. Keep your toes tucked under. Keep your toes tucked under. Toes under. Yes. And then we sit down on the heels for a moment, giving the toes a good stretch. And if that gives a direct reaction to your face, something like this, well then, you know it's temporary. We're not gonna stay here forever. But the feet, well, depending how often we do this, have an easier or harder time to receive this stretch. Maybe with the next inhale, lean forward on your hands. Release the tops of your feet down. Have your knees together now. Tops of the feet down. And bring your buttocks to the heels. And now we sit on the heels like this, giving the feet a different kind of stretch. So maybe the first one was for you a pain in the you-know-where, and this one is a release. Maybe for others, it's the other way around. In any way, in our daily lives, we mostly sit, but our feet have always the same relaxed position. So again, this one goes into the big pot. The more often and regular we do it, the easier it gets. Not necessarily more comfortable, but easier. And see, with all this blah blah, the time is already over. So use an inhale to lean onto your hands, come onto the knees again, and then maybe one by one, shake out the legs, shake out the feet. Take your time. And then bring the knees back down. Bring the feet to one side, sit to the other side, and lengthen the legs forward. So we come to the floor. Maybe have a block and a sweater or something ready at hand, as it might be helpful as a support for the upcoming forward bends. Now, let's first remove the flesh from underneath the sitting bones. And then keep the left leg straight and strong. Flex your foot. And then step the right foot up close to the groin and safely bring the knee out to the side. Now, if your right knee does not touch the floor by itself, then use a block or a sweater, whatever you have, and support. Be nice to your knee. Left hand behind you, high up on fingertips. So on an inhale, you can lift away out of that back arm, away from your sitting bone. Reach up through the right, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold forward. And grab hold of your front foot, or maybe it's just the ankle, maybe it's just the shin. Doesn't matter. Keep the leg active and hold whatever you hold with both hands. Don't bend the knee for the sake of reaching the foot. And then relax the shoulders wherever you are. Relax your breath. Keep the leg active. And we stay 4, 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. On the inhale, gently let go. Keep the legs still active. And with the exhale, carefully roll back up with the head lost. Help your bent knee up and then lengthen out the legs. Shake out the legs. And then for the same thing on the other side, keep the right leg straight and strong. Step the left foot up close to the groin and safely bring the knee out to the side. And if the knee does not touch the floor by itself, support it with something. Right hand behind you, high up on fingertips. Inhale, lift away out of your sitting bone, reach up through the left, and exhale, fold and reach and grab hold of your front foot, ankle or shin, whatever you can reach. Keep the front foot flexed. Hold whatever you hold with both hands, relax the shoulders, relax the neck, deepen the breath. 4, 5, 3, 2, and 1. On an inhale, gently let go, and with the legs still active, come and roll back up with your head lost. Bring your bent knee up and lengthen out the leg. And then bring the legs together. Flex the feet. Remove the flesh from underneath your sitting bones. And on an inhale, lift out of your lower back. Reach up through the fingertips. And now let's do something else. Bring the hands down. Yes, it's balances, so let's not miss out on this one. On an inhale, bring the legs up, bring the arms up, and bring the corners of your mouth up to the ears. Now, if it's too much to lengthen the legs, you can always bend the knees and have the lower legs parallel to the floor. Now where are those smiles? They make it easier when we stay for 3 minutes. Just kidding, 2 and 1. On an inhale, first bring the fingers down and then bring the legs down. Lean back on your hands, shake out the legs. Also this one already behind you, not coming back for this class. That much I can promise. And then remove the flesh from underneath your sitting bones again. Flex the feet. And now inhale, lift out of your sitting bones, reach up through the fingertips. And exhale, fold and reach, and just see where your hands land. Maybe they hold the feet, maybe it's the ankles or shins. Keep the legs active and the breath soft. So flex your feet, reach away through the heels. Yes, you want to feel activation in the back of your legs. Even if you sit up straight. If needed today, you could even have the hands behind you and just sit up straight. Have the softness in your breath. Really, it can't be stressed often enough that whenever your breath becomes bumpy, or you even encounter yourself holding the breath, and back out. Let's stay for 5. 4. Keep your shoulders relaxed. 3. 2. And 1. On an inhale, gently let go, arm and roll back up with a head loss, and then lean back on your hands and shake out the legs. Flip the knees up and down, do the windshield wiper with your feet, and then slide the feet up to bring them where the knees just were. Have your feet hip width. Hands are a little bit outside and behind you with the fingertips looking forward. Fingertips looking forward. Inhale, fill up the chest, shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, push the feet down, lift the hips up. And when you cannot see your knees anymore, then follow your eyes along the ceiling and down the wall behind you. Keep pressing the feet equally down, keep pressing the hands equally down. 3, lift, lift, lift the hips. 2 and 1. On an inhale, bring the head back up, and exhale, bring your hips back down. And then scoop your buttocks forward to the front of your mat, so you have the space to lie the body down. And then bring the arms overhead and roll your shoulders a bit under. Back of your neck long, and then bring the arms up and a little forward, and lift your feet so that the knees can meet the hands in the air, and then just cup your hands around the knees, and then you can totally relax your legs so that the legs hang into the hands, and by the weight of the legs the arms are lengthened, but keep your shoulders down. Your lower back might come a little bit up. That's fine. And then with the movement coming only from the arms, make a few circles with your sacrum on top of the mat. So if you go to one direction, also go to the other direction. And if you make the circles a bit bigger, you can also involve your lower back a little bit. slowly bring this movement to the center again. Give a little activation to your legs, so you can let go of your arms and bring the arms out to the sides, like that big guy standing in Rio de Janeiro. Palms open to the sky. And then use an exhale to let the knees fall out to the right side. And look over your left arm. So this is a passive twist. There's no need to force your knees down or anything. Just allow every exhale to become a little longer and softer, so that your body can relax with every exhale. When ready, find an inhale to bring the knees back up in the middle. And on an exhale, let the knees fall out to the other side. Take your time. Looking over the right arm. And also here. Allow your body to sink in. When ready, find an inhale yet again to bring the knees back up in the middle. And then shake out your legs into the air, shake out your arms into the air. And then I would suggest that we finish with shoulder stand. Now listen first, because if you're in your moon days for the ladies, or on your Sundays for the gents, or if you have any other good reason not to come upside down, then there is a gentle option. That would be goddess posture. That would be soles of the feet together, allowing the knees to fall out to the sides, and just lie down on your back and bliss out. That's the gentle option. But if you're ready to come to shoulder stand, and scoop your buttocks to the front of the mat again, so you do have enough space overhead, and then you roll the legs overhead and you bring your hands into your lower back, fingertips looking up, and then you lean into your hands and onto the upper arms, and you bring the legs straight up. Keep the legs together. Keep the legs together. Use them as one. And don't turn your head anymore, because you have quite a stretch in your neck. So turning it would not be the best idea. Fingertips looking straight up like this, so don't twist your wrists. Yes. And then point your feet to the ceiling, see how that feels for your legs. And then flex the feet. Reach up through the heels and see how that feels for your legs. And then may I suggest to stay with the least preferable, because that's probably what your body needs. And just stay here, keep breathing, enjoy this moment in stillness. Last few breaths. And then slowly bring the legs overhead and see if your toes can touch the floor. If your toes do not touch the floor, then stay there for a moment. Lengthen the legs. Otherwise, right away roll back down. And also after a few breaths here in Halasana plow posture, come to roll your back down, upper back, middle back, lower back. And lastly, goddesses can stay a moment longer where you are, but for the shoulder stand puppies, come to roll down again, come to roll down, and then lengthen the legs and lengthen the arms overhead. Lengthen the legs and lengthen the arms overhead. Give your body a good old stretch from fingertips to the heels, and then maybe from fingertips to toes. And then, my dear puppies, it's time to prepare for Shavasana. Also for the goddesses, it's time now to lengthen out the legs, nice and gently. Maybe put on socks and sweaters to make yourself absolutely comfortable. And just lie your body flat down on the mat. Allow your legs and feet to fall a bit apart. Have your arms beside your body, palms open to the sky. And lastly, gently turn your head from side to side to ensure your neck being relaxed. And then let go. Let go. slowly come back to your breath. Allow it to deepen. And bring movement to your fingers and your toes, one by one. And give way to any other movement that might want to come out. And when ready, bend your knees and roll to your right side. And from there, find your way back up to a seated position. And we will close this class in the same manner as we opened it, by chanting 3 times Om. So unite the hands in front of your heart and exhale completely. Inhale deeply. Bolo Sadguru Bhagavan ki Jai. If you like, bow forward and down in gratitude for your true inner self. And then, my dear puffins, take your time to come out of class. I thank you for coming out tonight, sharing your presence and your practice with all of us. Just a little announcement. Maybe you already heard that on Friday nights we are back with Kirtan, with the chanting of mantras in these very holy halls, and with the same people who we play the Kirtan with. We organize a weekend retreat in the ashram in Lunen. That is going to be in November, a weekend full of ashram life, lots of chanting and some yoga and forest walk. And tonight, being the last day of September, is the last chance to secure the early bird option. There's a poster in the front. If you have questions, just let me know. Thank you for listening through this commercial break, and have a wonderful evening. Namaste. Oh yeah, and please, there should be some cleaning spray around. Please clean your block if you can, and keep on distancing on your way out.
Bhajaloji Hanuman, Bhajaloji Hanuman, Bhajaloji Hanuman, Bhajaloji Hanuman, Shri Guru Charan Saroja Raja Jamana Mukul Sudari Parano Raghuvara Malajasu Jodaya Kupalachari बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमेरम पवन कुमार सियाराम बल बुद्धि विद्या देहो मोहि हरहु क्लेश विकार सियावर रामचंद्र पद जय शरणम हे हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत तुलित बलधाम अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नाम महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरण विराज सुवेश कानन कुंडल कुंचित केश हाथ वज्र ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साज शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप जगबंद गिरियावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिया कावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय संजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई मम प्रिय भरतहि समभाई हस बदन सिमरो जस गावें हस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावें सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीस नारद शारद सहित अहिस जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहांते कवि गोविंद कह सके कहांते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवाई कीन्हा राम मिलाय रजपद दीन्हा तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण मान लांगेश्वर भय सवन गजान सहस्त्र जो जन परमानु नीलयोथाई मधुर पल जान प्रभु मुद्रिका मेरे मुख माही चलन लांगी गाये अक्षर जनाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगमानुग्रह तुम्हारे देते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पेजारे सब सुख लाहे तुम्हारी शरण तुम रक्षक काहू को डरन आपन तेज समारो आपे तीनों लोक हांगते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं नावे महावीर जप नाम सुनावे नासे रोग हरे सब पीड़ा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीड़ा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा इनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन पल पावे चारों युग परताप तुम siddhino nidhi ke data asvaradina janki mata Rama rasayana tumhare paas sada raho raghupati ke das tumhare bhajan Ram ko paave janam janam ke dukha visarave anta kala raghuvar pura jai jaham janma hare bhakt kahai aur devata chitana dharai hanumat se sarva sukha kare sankat kate mite sab bhira jo sumire hanumat balavira jai 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 hanuman gosai aparo gurudeva kinai jo sakavara patra kara koi dahi bandi masukha hoi joya pare hanuman chalisa hoya siddhi saki gaurisa tulasi das sada hari chera Ijenata hridaya mandir avanathanaya sankata harana mangala murti Rama Lakshmana Sita Sahita Dayava Sarasuramu Siyavara Ramachandra Panaje Sharanam Where did you get that ring? Where'd you get that ring? Hanuman, won't you tell me where you got that ring? Where did you get that ring? Where did you get that ring? Hanuman, won't you tell me where you got that ring? Where did you get that ring? Where did you get that ring? Hanuman, won't you tell me where you got that ring? Where did you get that ring? Where did you get that ring? Hanuman, won't you tell me where you got that ring? तुम देख